So Instagram recently came out with an update about the best way to use hashtags, and again it threw everyone into a bit of a tailspin. It was this post here, published by the creator's Instagram account, that said that the optimum amount of hashtags to use is between 3 and 5, and that the best way to use hashtags is to use a mixture of smaller, more specific hashtags, more niche hashtags, and then bigger, more general, broader hashtags. So in this video, I'm first going to address the title of this video. I'm going to talk about why you should not be worrying about hashtags, why they really are not a big deal. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about Instagram SEO and the role that hashtags have to play in that as Instagram's SEO functionality improves. So first up, why am I saying hashtags don't matter? Because really and truly, they don't matter that much. And the reason I always say this to people is because a lot of business owners that I work with put way too much emphasis on hashtags at the detriment of other things that are more important, like the quality of your content and how willing you are to engage with your followers and start building relationships with them. Those things are so much more important and will have so much more impact in a positive way on your Instagram strategy than hashtags will. So I am not saying don't use hashtags. In fact, I still use hashtags as part of my Instagram strategy, and so I recommend that you do use them because they can help you get found by new people. Hashtags are a great way of expanding your reach. And if you want to know how you can tell how much hashtags are having an impact or not on your content, you can bring up a recent post, dig into the insights on a post level, and you can see how many impressions you've garnered from hashtags for that post. So they are effective and I would recommend you use them. How many you use is really up to you. If you want a recommendation from me, I use anywhere from 5 up to 30 hashtags at a time. Personally, I like to experiment, so I suggest you do the same. Experiment, use your hashtags. But here's the thing. Getting really good reach on your content is not just down to hashtags. There are lots of other factors at play, namely how good a piece of content is, how good the quality is, how good the value of that post is, and also how many content interactions that post garners. For example, getting a huge amount of shares on a piece of content naturally gets you in front of more people. It naturally increases your reach because when people share your content, they're either going to share that post with their friends and family in the DMs, or they're going to share it to their community via their Instagram stories. And so as a happy consequence, your content, your profile, your brand is getting in front of more people that don't necessarily know who you are before they've seen that post. So getting a huge number of shares is a great way to expand your reach. But so is getting lots of saves on a piece of content as well. This happened not so long ago with a piece of content from me. It was a carousel post, and the really interesting thing about this post was that for the first few weeks that it was live, it really wasn't performing that well. And I checked in on the post level insights every few days, and I could see that the reach and the discovery on this post was really poor. The impressions via hashtags were minimal. And a really interesting thing happened a few weeks after this went live. I checked in again and I noticed how much the saves had increased. And at time of recording, the saves are above 130, I think it is. We've got a huge number of saves on this post. And because of that, because of this huge number of saves, this post ended up being served in people's explore feeds. And when you end up in the explore feed, that is a great way of getting discovered by new people. Because one of the ways that people do go to discover new brands and businesses and profiles is they head to their explore page, and that is where they are served content that Instagram knows that they will like based on their interests, based on other pieces of content that they've interacted with in the past. So if your content can end up in the explore pages of people that look like and act like and behave like your ideal customers, then you stand the chance of being found by more of the right people. And that is what happened with this post. It was nothing to do with hashtags. It had everything to do with how high quality this carousel was and how many people engaged with it and how many people saved it. Moral of the story, focus on your content. I like to say that hashtags are not a life raft or a parachute. In other words, they are not going to save rubbish content. And what I mean by that is You could spend all of your energy and all of your time coming up with the best hashtag strategy in the world, and it still would make no difference if your content is not high quality and it's not valuable. What I really implore you to do is, if you are not getting great results in terms of reach and growth on the platform, go back and really analyze your content. Have a look at your content strategy and ask yourself, is this effective? Am I putting out the best content that I can? Do I have a content strategy? Do I know what that looks like? Really challenge yourself about this, about your content strategy, because that will make the difference. That is so much more important than worrying about your hashtags. And as I've already shown you, with really good content, you can achieve really great reach, really great growth, really great engagement with or without your hashtags. Hashtags are just a really nice bonus. They're a really good cherry on top of a really good cake, which is your content. And if you are struggling to know how to put together a really robust content strategy, definitely check out this video after this one, where I dive into a content strategy that I use with my one-on-one clients. It's a really good video. It's really in depth, so go and check that one out after this. As I said at the top of this video, let's talk quickly about Instagram SEO and what impact this has on hashtags. What's it got to do with hashtags? So as Instagram improves its SEO functionality, which is something that still is in its relatively early stages at the moment, but as Instagram improves this functionality, keywords are going to become increasingly important. So whereas Instagram hashtags used to be really the only way that the Instagram algorithm could effectively categorize the huge library of content and assets that are on Instagram and then show the right content to the right people, now keywords are going to help the algorithm categorize this content and better show the right content to the right people. So that means that hashtags are one part of an effective Instagram SEO strategy. Aside from hashtags, you want to make sure that you're including specific keywords related to your industry and your ideal customer in your captions, in your Instagram bio, and in the alt text of posts that you publish. All of these keywords will help the Instagram algorithm learn, this is a stationery brand that is most suitable for busy working women, or this is a career coach whose ideal clients are in the finance industry and wants to get the job of their dreams. So these keywords, along with hashtags, that is what is going to help the Instagram algorithm better categorize your content and show your content to the right people. Instagram is still working on this functionality, and time will tell just how effective it is. But what we can do right now as business owners, content creators on the platform, is just be mindful of how we're including keywords and where we are including them, so that we can do our best to make sure that our Instagram profile is SEO optimized and that we get found by more of the right people. That's all for this week's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to check out these two videos here. This one is the video I mentioned earlier, all about a really robust Instagram content strategy. And this video here is how to write really engaging Instagram captions, which I think is a great video to check out if you are thinking about how you can start writing better content, better captions, and including those juicy keywords in them. I'll see you next week for a brand new video. Thank you for watching. Bye.